You know what that means. Pull up a chair, episode 65. Lord willing, we are live. And it is a blessed, wonderful, sleepless Sunday. A little bit rainy, a little gloomy outside. It got dark early. But guess what? That's all right because we keeping it bright and we keeping it vibrant over here on Pull Up a Chair, episode 65. Tuning in with y'all on this blessed, wonderful, beautiful, sleepless Sunday night. Thank you to my beautiful wife for joining me and pulling up a chair today. Appreciate it big time. The people love seeing you as well because they know what it means when they see this ugly mug. That can only mean one thing. That means that it is the creme de la creme, the one that they do in fact call him Mr. El Tucker Tente, the ultimate motherfucking sensei, the one who of course taught Bruce everything you motherfucking knows, a.k.a. Space Mountain Stoney, a.k.a. Stony Montana, a.k.a. Edward Swisherhands, a.k.a. Young Dumbledore the Lyrical Wizard, a.k.a. Bed Burgundy Wags, they schnew on your boy. It's Mr. a.k.a. you can call me what you will, just never call me broke or sad, because it's Mr. Keep the Love High and the motherfucking halo, baby. Whew. I know we ended Sleepless Radio last night. For those that tuned into the show, we kind of went off the rails during the outro on that, but it's all love. It's all been squashed. Everything's all good. It's all love on this blessed and wonderful Sleepless Sunday night. Did want to mention two merch is available now. Dress like your demons this holiday season. We got short sleeves, Christopher Reeves, long sleeves. We got anything you need. And thank you guys for being tuned in. So on that note, what are we going to kick off this shenanigans with? What the hell happened this week? What did everybody do? Well, before we get to that, how about we start with new music reviews? I feel like there's not much to review. I feel like not too much came out. I know this is kind of the slow season for music where you're closing out the year. And usually, a couple heavy hitters might step outside. I know we still got a Nicki album. But overall, it seems like this is where the water's kind of calm. Everybody's kind of getting ready to enjoy their holiday. That Thanksgiving to Christmas break is something that happens, especially in the music world. But there's still, there's still some drops. I'm still on its way, so don't you worry about that. But let's see. What all new came out this week? You want to start with singles or you want to start with albums?
Let's do singles.
Singles? Well, so far, single-wise, I know the one that kind of broke the internet was Beyonce dropped a surprise joint. So she dropped My House. I know I've listened to it a couple times. I actually played it last night on the pre-show. But I listened to it for the first time with you. What do you think about the record?
It wasn't horrible.
Oh, Beehive's going to be on your ass, sweetie.
That's fine and well.
Beehive's going to be on you.
I don't know. I didn't really like it. It wasn't awful. It just wasn't my cup. I mean, I can see why people like it. It is kind of...
It's Beyonce. You legally have to like it.
No, I don't.
Doesn't work like that for you? Well, considering she is Jay-Z's wife, amongst other things, I do have to go with, which I just love saying that because it's like super backhanded and disrespectful. I don't mean any disrespect towards Queen Bee. I don't need the Beehive on me either. But no, I like the record. I did. I enjoyed it. I think it's nice. Upbeat one kind of leads us to kind of get a feel where she's going with this. I believe it's a trilogy that she's been doing, some sort of Renaissance trilogy, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, I'm excited to see where she goes after the single. I believe she dropped it because something debuted or as a Beyonce show, kind of like how Taylor Swift did her live album thing. Pretty sure she did like a live. I think at least that's what I saw. I should have done better research on it, but I did see that she dropped. And like I said, it being Jay-Z's wife, I automatically love it. So I just rock with it like that. But overall, though, I thought it was a good record. I like the beat switch thing that she did as well. I thought that was pretty dope. In fact, I'm actually going to add it to my library. I saw Noah Goathand dropped another. I don't really know if I'd call this a remix. Well, I guess it's kind of a remix. He's taking songs on his album and he's having collabs come out with them. And this time he got Gracie Abrams on Everywhere Everything. So I automatically love that. That's Noah Goathand. Good Brother Doomer over on YouTube said there's a Beyonce concert documentary. Okay, so that is it. And now that song plays during the credits. Okay, so that's why that song got released. Gotcha. I knew it was something like that. I just forgot exactly what it was. We got I don't even know how to say his name, so I'm going to stay away from that. But Usher dropped a song with the guy, and it's called Standing Next to You. So I haven't checked that out, but I see that's a big single on here. Lana Del Rey dropped possibly her slowest song yet, but I'm a fan of it. You want to go in on that?
No,
you want to put the hater hat on? You didn't like her singing You didn't like her singing "Take Me Home, Country Roads" at 2 BPM?
No. Lana gets the hairhead every go around. I don't like her. Every single song sounds the same.
What would put you to sleep faster, Lana singing or Oh, I just had a fire question too. Lana singing or Andre 3K playing the flute for an hour and a half?
Lana.
Lana over Andre? Yeah. Damn. Well, you're telling her don't quit her day job at Waffle House?
Yeah, don't do. Oh god.
Because that for those that don't know, there was a picture that leaked a couple months ago of her working at a Waffle House. So, and I think oddly enough, she like did the job for a day. But no, I liked it. I like Lana, but I gotta say, as a big fan of the record "Take Me Home, Country Roads," as soon as I heard her start singing, I'm like, she's not actually gonna do it, is she? And when I heard her slow that bitch, I feel like every time people are like, damn, Lana like never really gets out of that slow bag too much. She's like, oh, I'm gonna get it in even deeper. Like, I will make this song as slow as I fucking possibly can.
She knows no other way than to sing like this.
We've been waiting on it for years, and I'm pretty sure it's never gonna come.
I'm done. I can't do it.
You can't do it?
No. I never liked Lana though. Like I wasn't like a fan, and I was like, it fell off. Like I just never liked her.
Never got into it.
I don't like that slow. It's just like Ariana's gonna catch a crazy strip, but just like Ariana Grande, like I don't like her because all of her songs sound like that. Like, I don't know. I don't like it.
You cooking tonight? You cooking these bitches tonight? But no, I added that one. I saw NBA YoungBoy dropped again, which we could say that every week. I feel like, and it applies. He dropped a single called "Run." I heard it, didn't add it, but it's typical YoungBoy. He's gonna get you jumping. He's gonna make you want to rob your own family. So mission successful on that record. Big Scar dropped a record with MLE Choppa. Bulletproof, didn't check it out. OMB Peasy dropped a record with T Grizzly. I haven't checked that out, but that looks dope. Luke Grimes dropped Clay Pigeons, which that's a cover of the Michael Cera song. I'm actually interested in hearing that, so I just added that. Pink dropped a record called All Out of Fight. Somehow I haven't heard that yet. I'm off my game a little bit this weekend, y'all. Have merch to roll out, damn it. What do we got? Armani White dropped Two Front Teeth. I haven't heard that, though. Real Boston Richie dropped.
Oh, no. Did you see Noah Kahan on SNL last night?
No! Oh, shit. All right, later tonight I'm going to end up having to check that out. I didn't know he was on SNL last night. I'm going to have to check that shit out, actually. I'm pretty sure. What do we got that on? Peacock?
I think that's on Peacock, yeah.
Oh, if he does Stick Season, I'm lighters up. I'm phone light out. Again, I have no idea how I didn't hear this either, but Conway and Big Ghost dropped a record with 38 Special called Unruly. So that was an instant ad. I did see Tyla drop, but I'm not big on Tyla. I know she's got that record. You like it, Water.
Oh, I do like that.
And Tyla dropped another new record. V's dropped a freestyle with La Tyler. Lacey K. Booth dropped a record called Cigarettes. And for some reason, I just have a feeling I'll like that, so I'll add that. Did I just see you facepalm when I said that? Sometimes all you can win me over with is a title. But I think overall-wise, singles, I think that just about sums it up. I did see that Smoke Dizza dropped the record, which is fucking fuego. Doom put me on the game with that one. Drug Trade Part 2, featuring Black Thought and Benny the Butcher over Flying Lotus. Oh, the Butcher over Flylo? Come on now, instant ad. Oh, Big Ghost remaking a bunch of the Special Machinery album. Gotcha. So on that note, I do believe that leads us straight into albums. So album-wise, I know I added a couple off of a few different albums that came out. The Female Artist of the Year came out with her deluxe to, what is it? Hood's Hottest Princess. Sexy Red dropped. So you know I was on that shit. She dropped that deluxe. Big Sexy. And I actually thought that was actually a great deluxe. I think as far as deluxes go, that she did it great. She gave us 11 new joints. The record with Chief Keef, Ghetto Princess, fucking amazing. Chief Keef gets off one of his iconic Sosa bars on there. Sexy Red might be running for president. So that's something to look out for in the near future. She does have a song called Sexy Red for President. She might have my vote depending on who she runs against.
Who's gonna be your VP, Kanye?
Nah. Sexy Red's VP would be. Ooh, good question. Maybe Thug? No, I don't think they'd let him run. Who would her VP be? Jesus. Ice Spice. Her and Ice Spice run for sure. Sexy Red and Ice Spice. Sexy Spice. That's money right there. Because if you vote for Sexy, we'll give you that spice. It's over. It's over. All Ice Spice has to do is do her white move one time. Nothing but votes. Literally, she's a shoo-in to get into the office. But the favorite record, though, that I actually do highly recommend everybody checking out on this, which I can't believe I'm saying it, but I do highly recommend, I do put that approval on one record on that deluxe that came out, and I do believe it is Sexy Red's best song yet, and I think it's the first time we actually get to see a little bit of artistry out of her. She dropped I Might, featuring Summer Walker on it, and I think Summer kills it on the hook. I think that's Sexy Red's best actual rapping so far, where I feel like you're actually getting some bars, and overall, I think if you actually don't want to treat her as a joke and actually give her a real chance, that's the record you want to check out. I Might with Summer Walker. On that note, we had a Wiz Khalifa project that came out of the blue called Decisions. We listened to most of that on the way back today. I'll let you start that one off as I take a sip. What'd you think of that?
I liked it, like one or two maybe from the ones that we heard. Maybe I would have to listen to them again to remember which one's which. But yeah, I just don't know. I just don't think I'm into that, to like the hip hop like I used to be. Like I don't know.
Like you're so far removed from it.
Yeah, I think that so it's like the songs are.
She's into her country. She's into her yeehaw. By the way,
it's not like they're bad and like I think they're terrible. It's just they're just not my cup of tea. They're good. I like the way they are on the beat and everything like that. I just don't personally think that they're my cup anymore. A couple of them. I like Jack Harlow. I like a few artists. But
you are eating that new Jack Harlow record up.
And I like a few, but I don't know. I just not my cup anymore. I don't think.
And that's coming from somebody that saw Wiz show too. Unbelievable. But the fun fact too.
I saw for the vibes.
Wiz actually is the artist that I've seen the most live. I've seen him 6 times? Yeah, 6 times I've seen Wiz. Brother Doomer. I haven't heard the new album yet, but not gonna lie, Wiz been on cruise control past couple of albums. Yeah, I think that I always love Wiz. Always got love for Wiz. Wiz right now though, because like as I was gonna say, I mean, from what I heard on it, I liked it. I thought it was good. Overall though, I mean, I could live without the project. I think heavy hitters on it, I'll probably go back to. Think there's another record on here I liked. It's called Looking for Nipsey. So yeah, heavy hitters and Looking for Nipsey I added. But overall, that's kind of a good way to put it. I mean, I feel like on a laughing note, really. I mean, I think he's just too high. He's eating way too many shrooms. He don't give a fuck. He's in that studio, and every time he hits record, that shit sounds like gold to him. He's tripping. He's putting shit out. He's always going to have the Taylor gang there that jump to the albums and stream the shit out of it for him. I think that's kind of where Wiz's niche market is now. He's got that Taylor gang cult following, and occasionally you'll get the nostalgia fans where it's like, oh shit, Wiz. But as far as getting like a Rolling Papers classic or an ONIFC, I think, could we see him do it again? Sure. Am I going to keep my hopes up and hold my breath? Nah. I don't think that's hold breath worthy. Yeah, I mean, yeah, he said he's only doing it for the stands at this point. I mean, as far as, trying to pop a big first week sale off, I really don't think we're going to see anything like that. Unless he gets one of those, unless he gets like a work hard, play hard again, or maybe he finds himself on like a see you again type situation. But I think even with a see you again situation, we're at the point where they'd probably go and get somebody like a Jack. They'd probably go and get somebody like that for it. I don't think he'd be one of the first calls anymore. Yeah. But overall, though, like I said, it's Wiz. He's always going to get my love. He's always going to get my ear. So figured I'd give it a shot. The other album that I saw that dropped this week was actually a live album, which I love how Apple Music's been doing the live albums. Brent Faiyaz dropped his live album and immediately added a couple on that. I still haven't got to fully get my moment in with that, where I just sit back and just kind of feel like I'm at the show. But overall, though, I mean, the Jackie Brown that he did live is amazing. Dead Man Walking, Been Away. I mean, just absolutely phenomenal getting to hear those records live and knowing that he's not lip syncing up there. And the songs, even like on a couple of them, they sound different. Love how he did that. Love how he took that way. Think that should actually be done more often. But my highly recommendation of the week for music that gets it from top to bottom, all 7 records. The EP's officially out everywhere now. Conductor Machine. Conductor, we got a problem. Conductor, we got a problem. Conway the Machine. I actually did a pretty good version of that. Conway the Machine dropped with Conductor Williams, Conductor Machine. We got some features on there. I believe we got Love the Genius, and we also got Jay Skeese, my man Jay, on Church Fan, which is my favorite record on it because I'm legally obligated to say that. Blessings of the King I thought was a great intro, though. I thought Believe Me was dope. I mean, like I said, top to bottom, just a phenomenal project. Love this run that Khan's been on this year. I mean, I think as far as male artist of the year goes, he's definitely in the conversation. I'm excited for the Sleepless Radio Awards because he might, when I put more thought into it, he might actually end up being number one just because his output this year has been absolutely phenomenal. And it's been fucking insane. It's been through the roof. So I'm really putting my highly recommendation on that one. I think everybody should check that out, especially my hip hop stands out there. Celebrate Hip Hop 50 and close out the year with a great new collab project with Conductor and Conway. And on that note, I do believe that does it for new music reviews. Let me just go back and check. Make sure I'm crossing my T's and dotting my I's. Let's see what we got here. Pink dropped one of her tour as well. K-Tronada dropped 2 new joints with Lover Friend EP. Gotta love K-Tra. So I saw he dropped. That was actually really good. I got to get back into that more. Big Scar dropped an album. Features on there. We got Fujiano, NLE Choppa, Gucci Mane. I haven't checked that out, but I saw that dropped. Think that about does her on the new music reviews. Oh, Dave East and somebody else dropped. So ultimately, in my head, that's a skip. But that does that for new music reviews. So now, what would you like to do? Would you like to talk about Nardo Wick's overly aggressive security, or would you like to share Apple replays? Which one would you like to do first? Nardo Wick? All right. As always, it's a simulation. Nardo Wick managed to get his name in the headlines in the news this week, but not for nothing good. So what do we have here? For those that don't know, Nardo Wick and his security team, it looked like they were just wrapping up a show. They were outside. Looks like they were getting ready to, load the cars up, get in the vans. Fan sees Nardo Wick over, I think, let's see, I got the report right here. How old was dude? Well, it doesn't say how old he is in the thing, but he looked like a young kid. Looked like I think they said he was actually like 17, 18. Somebody can double check me on that, though. Cross-check that one. But when the fan approached Nardo, he kind of, okay, so he rushed him. For those that have seen the video, he kind of rushes him. But he's got his phone out. You can clearly see he's just a fan. He doesn't have a weapon out. He's got his hands up, so you can tell he's all good. He's got nothing. He shoots over because he wants to, get a picture with Nardo Wick. And Nardo, for all the dogs. But Nardo, for all dogs out now. But Nardo Wick's security decided to do a little bit of a, what I'd call over-aggressive. But we'll dive into it a little bit more. So fan approaches him, takes phone out. Nardo Wick security, for whatever reason, they're not in the mood. The one guy then punches, comes out from the side, 15-year-old, fucking bam, hits him. And you can tell the lights are now off. The lights are off. I've been in a ton of fights. I've been punched in the face a ton. I can tell that first punch was the sleeper. He's already in bed. He's snoring. He's at home in bed at that one. But he hasn't fallen over yet. Now, I would think the first reaction would be, oh shit, he's going to fall back. Let's at least hold dude so he doesn't fall back. Not the other security guy. The other security guy had a different idea in mind. He said, well, he's completely defenseless. I'm going to hit him with a 4-piece. Bop, 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 bop. Send the dude straight down, hitting him still swinging the whole way down. Bop, bop, bop. whole way down, and dude's just obviously fucking still, just fucking went dead on the ground. And now the aftermath of that is this. So a 34-year-old and a 15-year-old who attacked the Nardo Wick fan trying to get a photo turned themselves into the Tampa Police Department on Friday night. They are now charged with felony battery. The 15-year-old is also charged with minor in possession of a firearm while wearing a mask. So that's the conclusion on those two. You have the mom immediately, because I think Nardo Wick didn't realize that, like, even though he's not like I mean, I know he's an XXL freshman. I know he's got some hits, whatnot. But I don't think he thought that this would, like, take off the way it did because he didn't address it for, like, 2 days. It wasn't until the mom came out and caused a viral thing of, like, yo, like, what the fuck? Why am I at a hospital right now? And my kid's, still, like, not, like, still, I think, not in a coma, but, like, they said something with, like, he might actually have some brain damage from it, like, serious injury. And there was essentially like, oh, like, we're just at the hospital. We haven't seen a cent from his team. We haven't heard from his team. Like, I found out, through the hospital having to call me, like, my son was such a big fan of you. Like, there was no way you meant any harm. He just wanted a picture. What the hell? Like, you're one of his favorite rappers. I'm like, damn, buddy, you just lost 5% of your whole fan base. But I'm like, damn, buddy. But it's tragic though that it ended that way. And did you get to see the video?
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I'm talking about. That first punch, he didn't see it coming. That kid looked like he never even thought about being punched in his life. So he didn't know what the fuck that felt like. Which, by the way, that looked like, I mean, he kind of, what made me think of it was, you remember Super Smash Bros. Captain Falcon? Falcon punch! Yeah. And I was like, as soon as I saw that, I went, ooh, he got the Falcon punch. And then I'm thinking it's over. And then I see the other security guard, the bigger guy, fucking bop, bop, bop. I'm like, whoa, buddy, you're hitting a punching bag at that point. That dude is done. And then, obviously, the part that I think people always forget, like, oh, like, damn, his punches really must have been strong for the brain damage. Oh, must have been strong. Look at what his head does. The worst hit of that whole thing is the fallback where the head, with no defense, goes da-da-dump right off the fucking concrete. That was when I went, oh, shit. Falcon punch is wild. Telling you, man, I know a Falcon punch when I see one. That was the Falcon punch. I feel like somebody's got to meme that bitch and put that sound behind it. Falcon punch. But, yeah, no, Nardo Wick security. One of those wild times where you're not going to hear me say free those men. Yeah. Because that is fucked up to do that to that fan. Yeah. And it's like, they say, okay, it can be annoying, it can, all that. Michael Jackson never Falcon punched no fucking fan. And he couldn't take a step outside.
Yeah, that's the last thing he would have done. You had to be careful of other things from Michael Jackson.
Good thing he didn't approach Bruce Willis like that, because Bruce Willis wouldn't even have known why he's being approached. He would have been like, damn, what'd I do? He forgot his. I've been giving Bruce Willis way too many strays this year. He doesn't deserve it.
Yeah, you're.
I feel like I'm kicking John McClane while he's down.
Yeah, that's wrong.
I'm sorry, Bruce. I'm sorry. My bad. But overall, though, what do you think of the Nardo Wick situation?
That's just completely messed up.
What do you think of his apology? That was another thing I wanted to mention. Did you get to see his apology?
That I did not see.
So essentially, his 2 apologies, which anytime you say there was 2 apologies, that first one didn't go over well. Pretty much the first one, to paraphrase here a little bit, I know he said something like, I'm sorry, like, I'm going to reach out to the family, make sure everything's good. Like, you're right. Pretty much saying, he was pretty much talking to the mom. Like, you're right. I should reach out. I'm going to get my team, make sure, these guys are off my team now, make sure that they turn themselves in. I can't control another grown man's actions. Now, here's the thing. You can, though, a little bit. And here's what I mean by that. Fan approaches, and you're standing right there. The Falcon punch happens. It should have ended right there. Nardo should have been like, whoa, 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 man, what are you doing? Like, it's just my fan, chill. Like, he just wanted a picture. What the fuck are you doing? And instead, he tried to, push and pee or whatever you want to call it, keeping it thug. was like, oh, like, I'm just gonna, keep it gangster, fuck it, like, fan happened, approach, not fuck around and find out. And then standing right next to him when the security guard does that. And then I know what Nardo said. He's like, in the second apology, he goes back and tries to make it sound a little bit better. He's like, if you can see in the video, he goes, I tried. He goes, I'm not sure if it was like right at the end, but I tried. Yeah, when he got the 4 punches off, you didn't try to grab his arm or anything. You waited until after, and then he fell, and then you went, yo, my man, what are you doing? And it's like, okay, but where was the pullback?
Yeah,
he shot right in front of you. You can tell what's about to happen.
Yeah,
you should be like, whoa, dude, what are we doing here?
Yeah, like you said, the first punch, if that should have been, whoa. No, take it easy, man.
I'd be thinking, how can I defuse this and not get the police involved?
Right?
That's my first thought, is how can we keep the fucking flashing lights away from here right now? But yeah, Nardo Wick, you got to figure something out, buddy. Your security team's fucking wild. They need to be in the UFC. Like, especially that one with the 4-piece shit. But just keeping track for my timestamps here. So that leaves us, though, with something that I've been dying to post. It's been fucking eating me alive all week. So I'm excited to finally post on all the socials after we go live, after we wrap up the pod. So on that note, to close out on music, let's share our 2023 Apple replays. Now, we're not going to obviously go through the whole 100-song playlist, but just like last year, we will dive in to our we'll do top 15 albums, top 15 songs, top 15 artists. And on that note, I'm going to go wifey first, be a gentleman, let the ladies go first. What do you want to kick us off with? I'll have you decide. Make sure to turn down your phone volume. All right, so you go first. What do you got? Which one do you want to start with? Songs, albums, or artists? What you got for me?
I guess let's do songs. So we're doing top 15 songs?
We're going to do top 15 songs. All right, kick us off.
Oh, God. So, I got number 1, Dial Drunk, Noah Kahan.
Noah Goatham.
2, At Life Goes On, Ed Sheeran. 3, Just to See You Smile, Mitchell Tempany.
Penny.
4, Eyes Closed, Ed Sheeran off the same album. 5, I'm Alright by Jody Messina.
Joe DiMaggio. No, it says Jody Messina.
6, Everything She Ain't, Haley Witters. If I Die Young Part 2, Kimberly Perry. Curtains, Ed Sheeran. Paint the Town Red, Doja Cat. Little Boo Thing, Paul Russell.
On TikTok much?
Hold on, we got 11 at Vega, Ed Sheeran. Anything She Says, Mitchell Tempany. Dusty off of Ed Sheeran. Next Thing You Know, Jordan Davis. And We Got History, Mitchell Tempany.
Teen Pennies. No, that was a nice top 15. I'm pretty sure that was all country but one, right?
Oh, I mean, minus Ed Sheeran, it was all country. Minus Little Boo Thing. And
well, yeah, all Ed pop.
But other than that, yes.
So only one hip hop made it in, and it was Paint the Town Red.
Yeah.
Well, oddly enough, I feel like my top song is going to throw everybody off, but the thing that throws it all off is that trying to figure out how I was going to sample it is why I had to stream this as much as I did. My number 1 for top songs, by the way, what was your total songs?
Oh, total songs, 2,273.
2,273 total records? Well, thanks to the pod, top songs, I listened to 7,672. My most listened to record was I Will Follow You Into the Dark by Death Cab for Cutie. I know that one. Everybody right there that hears that, either this is live or after, is going, what the fuck? They would have bet anything but that. Number 2 is Enough, which is Rory, Reggie, and Jay Electronica on Rory's album. Number 3, again, this is going to be people going, what the hell? Prince and Gabriella B dropped Highs and Lows. That's my number 3. My number 4 is Surrender, Rory and Emotional Oranges. And my number 5 is Rory, Raheem, and Chantel May with Not Me. My number 6 is Rod Wave, Call Your Friends. My number 7 is Stick Season, Noah Goatham. My number 8 is the Fuck You Mean Gonna instrumental. My number 9 is my comfort song, Good News, Mac Miller. My number 10 was Wedding, Mac Miller. Number 11, Strawberry Wine, Noah Kahan. Number 12, DMX Bark and Growl instrumental, DJ Premier. Number 13, Drake Slime You Out featuring SZA. Number 14, White Dress by Mike. And number 15, back again, Rory, Pink Sweats, and I think his name is Sinhad Armat, did Don't Go. So that's my top 15 on songs. So yeah, Death Cab for Cutie took my number 1. I feel like nobody saw that coming. So then do you want me to kick us off on the next one, or do you want all right, so I'll kick us off and I'll send us in this next direction. We're going to do top artist. So in order, we'll do top 15. I'll go first. Top artist, I listened to a total of 1,415 artists this year. And for the first time, which I was actually really shocked when I saw this, I knew it would be close, but I didn't think it would actually get the win by this much. But for the first time ever since they started doing the Apple replays, and I believe it was 2016, RIP Mac Miller, but Mac, you did not clinch my top spot this year. In a crazy turn of events, top artist, total artist, number 1 was Drake at 3,955 minutes. So for this, we actually will share the minute count. So Drake clocked in at number 1 with 3,955 minutes. Number 2, Mac Miller, Mac Measy, Mac Millions, 3,148 minutes he clocked in at. Number 3 at 1,545 was Lil Wayne. Number 4 at 1,360 minutes was Rory, which is crazy because he did that off of one album for me. Number 5, The Weeknd, 1,332 minutes. Number 6, my guy, Jay Skees, 1,256 minutes. Number 7, 1,042 minutes, Conway the Machine. Number 8, 856 minutes, The Alchemist. Number 9, 840 minutes, 21 Savage. Number 10, Post Malone, 834 minutes. Number 11, Free King Slime, Young Thug, 750 minutes. I said free Young Thug, don't feed Young Thug. How the fuck did he go to prison and gain 60 pounds? But number 11, Young Thug, 750 minutes. Number 12 at 717, Mr. Curtis Jackson, 50 Cent. Number 13 at 688 minutes, Noah Goathan. Number 14 at 635 minutes, Kodak Black. And number 15, this one actually kind of shocked me, but it does add up when I think back in hindsight. At 623 minutes, Mr. Travis Scott, Hide Your Kids and Keep Them Away from the Show. That's my top 15. So who do you got for yours, sweet honey?
And a total of 660 artists. I have number 1, Ed Sheeran, 2,993 minutes. Number 2, Morgan Wallen, of course.
I knew he'd be up there.
2,858 minutes. 3, Scott Mercury, 1,300 minutes, which, of course, all 3 of those instant. Number 4, Dierks Bentley, 525, which makes sense because I went to his concert this year. Number 5, Mitchell Tempany, 451 minutes. Number 6, Jordan Davis, also makes sense. He came with Dierks Bentley, 389 minutes. This one's kind of funny. Avril Lavigne, 378 minutes.
Literally every time I've been getting in the car in the past couple months, Skater Boy.
Skater Boy or Complicated are like the 2 songs I play from her. Okay, The Chicks at 299 minutes. That makes sense. I love them. Number 9, Noah Kahan, 223 minutes.
The GOAT.
Posty got it at number 10, 218 minutes.
That's that Dial Drunk.
I didn't do...
Oh, yeah, no, you don't do the one with Posty.
I like Posty. Number 11, which is kind of funny, Lil Wayne, which I love Lil Wayne. I love him. But I don't feel like I listened to him a ton. Apparently I did. But...
Apparently you listened to him more than Kenny.
Yeah. Kenny Chesney, number 12.
And Cornrow Kenny Chesney.
John Party at 198 minutes. Number 14, Fergie at 189 minutes. And 15, Olivia Rodrigo at 185 minutes. I do like that. Get that. What's that? Guts.
Yeah, when Olivia and Taylor finally drop their collab, that's gonna fucking break the internet. Hey, good brother Doomer said Avril is unexpected, but I fuck with Skater Boy, so I get it. Hell yeah.
Oh, just wait.
So I do believe that leads us into top albums, correct?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I'll let you kick off this one. We need plays and total albums and how many times you played. Hit us.
Okay. Top albums 131 total. Number 1, Subtract Deluxe, Ed Sheeran, 102 plays. Number 2, One Thing at a Time, Morgan Wallen, 55 plays. Number 3, I'm Alright, Jody Messina at 30 plays. Number 4, Big, which is super crazy because like I don't. Number 4, Bigger Houses, Dan and Shay, 28 plays.
Number 5's crazy.
And this is only number 5, Paint the Town
is
Red.
literally the single,
27 plays,
which is literally the single, and they counted that as an album on there. That's so funny.
Number 6, Guts, Olivia Rodrigo. Number 7, For All the Dogs, that's Lucas, or 2, sorry.
Whoa. That one's gonna be funny. There's so many people that actually think my name is that. That's funny. It's okay. You can let the government slip once.
Whoops.
You can let the government slip once.
Number 8, Stick Season, Noah Kahan. Number 9, The Duchess, Fergie. Number 10, Gaslighter, The Chicks.
And Gaslighter was number 10?
Yeah.
All right, and what's your 11? What do we got here?
11 is Lil Boo Thing, Paul Russell.
The single, again. That's crazy that they count singles as albums.
Number 12, Divide Deluxe, Ed Sheeran. Number 13, Speak Now, Taylor Swift.
You are a Swiftie.
19 plays. Katy Perry, One of the Boys. 18 plays. I was feeling nostalgic, I guess, earlier this year. 15, Austin, Post Malone, 16 plays.
Well, I feel like every time we watch American Idol, we get in our Katy Perry bag. Only because we see her every week.
Do.
Like, I feel like that's even when I put on some shit. AKA Riff Raff's ex-girlfriend. But I wonder how many people actually know Katy Perry as Riff Raff's ex. I just think it would be funny. Like, hey, did you hear that new Katy Perry song? Katy Perry. You talking about Riff Raff's ex? And you're like, what? That's where you know her from. But you guys know my mind works in mysterious ways. But I did notice one thing I wanted to point out on your top albums, though. Mm-hmm. It said you only listened to 131 albums. I feel like that's almost impossible, though, given the playlist, no? Oh, no, I guess that wouldn't count because you'd have to individually go and click on the actual album, I believe then. I just feel like 131 compared to mine is like a low album count. But then again, I mean, with the pod, I'm checking out new things every week, even stuff that I wouldn't normally. Katy Perry is Russell Brand's ex, too. That's even funnier. Hey, you hear that new Katy Perry song? Yeah, talking about Russell Brand's ex. Like, that's like 2007. Yeah, you're like, damn, you're going that far back. But for my total albums, I had 1,762 albums is what I listened to this year. And some of them, as you can tell, I listened to them a shitload. So I thought it'd be different. Is my most listened to album, which was the Rory album, 393 plays. Number 2, Her Loss, Drake and 21 Savage, with 255. I am Kareem Abdul-Lavage. But Drake and 21 Savage dropped Her Loss. That's my 255, number 2. There he is. Faces, Mac Miller, 245, clocks in at number 3. Abolished Uncertainties, Jay Skeese, 230 plays. Post Malone, Austin, 224 plays. Number 6, For All the Dogs, Drake, 180 plays. Now, this is where we throw a couple curveballs at you. Number 7 is Shy Glizzy, his album Flowers that came out earlier this year. That just gets me going at work in general at the day job. So I fucking love Shy Glizzy. I love that album. Number 8, my comfort album, Circles Deluxe, Mac Miller, 152 plays. Shy Glizzy at 177. Dogs had 180. My number 9 is Business is Booming? No, Business is Business. Young Thug, Business is Business, 146 plays, Free King Slime. Now this one's going to be a curveball because here comes a Kenshi album. Clocking in at 145 plays, Morgan Wallen, One Thing at a Time. You kind of rubbed off on me on that one for sure. Number 11. Now, this is where I just throw a couple different surprises at you, and this is where you really get to see how my music taste is literally all over the place. Because I guarantee you there isn't anybody else's Apple Replay that you would say these 5 albums in a row. So, number 11 at 137 plays, Lil Durk, Almost Healed. Number 12, True That, Michael Cera, 128 plays. That's my drunk shit. Number 13, St. John, Ghetto Lenny's Love Songs, 114 plays. Number 14, Nostalgia, Rod Wave, 111 plays. Number 15, once again, Good AM, Mac Miller, 102 plays. So I'm curious to see what you guys end up saying is the most shocking, what was I gonna say, most shocking picks that we had, or most shocking ones that we, well, not picks, but most shocked at what we got in our order. I definitely feel like I had some curveballs. I feel like it's fun hearing yours. I mean, I know they kind of get a little taste of, kind of how my music is gauged, but I think it's fun seeing, okay, kind of what you dig and what you get into. Mm-hmm. But I do believe that does do it for new music and music in general. So I'll let you once again guide our ship. You want to go into wrestling? A little pro wrestling. Well, to pivot into some wrestling, last week we speculated on Saturday before Survivor Series went on air on who was going to return, how they were going to return, how it was going to happen. And your ultimate sensei actually called one. For once. I took a long shot in the dark. I thought, I didn't predict R-Truth returning. Nobody could have predicted that being the biggest return of the night. But I imagined that Randy would return. I know it kind of looked a little fishy when the pay-per-view started, but the thing that had the internet exploding this week was last week, Saturday, to close out Survivor Series, that at the end of the men's war game, you're thinking, shit, they threw up the copyright sign, all rights reserved. Oh, man, they're sending the people home. No Punk. And then you hear that static hit, and you hear that fucking music hit, Cult of Personality, and Punk comes trotting out there. Chicago's going crazy. Fans are going nuts. They're over here yelling. He's over here yelling with the fans, whose town is this? Whose town is this? And then I love the drunk guy that thought he said, what town is this? Because that guy just starts looking at the camera and going, Chicago! 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 And Punk's like, no, whose town is this? And then you see the guy goes, oh, CM Punk! CM Punk! That guy's so drunk, he just was starting to cheer. Punk's like, all right, buddy, you don't need to yell Chicago. We know where we're at. I'm saying, whose town is this? But massive moment. I think he got over like 95 million social media views, it said, in like 72 hours. So at the end of the day, I think that return was done perfectly. I absolutely loved how they brought him out at the end of the show. And I loved how they did the returns one by one. And I think Triple H did it in the coolest of ways where, okay, you got Randy Orton coming back. You got Punk, obviously, as a surprise at the end of the show. We've kept this under wraps. We've kept this a surprise for months now, or weeks, which actually I think they said it was like about 2 weeks before is when they actually knew that they had him. And then that's when WWE was smart. And Triple H is telling like everybody, like when, a couple talent would ask, like, so is it true? And he goes, we just had a meeting. Nothing happened. We just had a meeting. Nothing happened. And it was only him, Bruce Pritchard, and a couple different people that knew. And one of the only people that he told in the men's war game match at that moment was about to happen was Rhodes and Randy. Right before Cody went out. Because they were like, oh, like, was it a surprise to you? He said, we were in Gorilla. And Triple H said, at the end of the night, make sure you guys hold each other's arms up and look at the hard cam. And Cody goes, why? He goes, you know why. And Rhodes goes, oh. And he goes, just don't tell the other team, though. I don't want them to take their focus off the match. Just don't tell everybody else. Like, just don't keep their focus. And then I guess when Randy was in the back waiting for his big moment, Triple, had to call him up, get him ready. And Randy said, like, when he walked in, he was like, like, oh my God, like he's actually here. And he just wanted, I think, let Randy know that, because that kind of would have been a little fucked up. To like have Randy go out there, get his big return moment, and he's like, all right, I get to stay afterwards and talk to the fans. And then that music hits. Oh God. Like, can you imagine Randy, like right as they're about to hold everybody's arms up, he looks over at like the team and he's like, all right, guys, I'm excited to talk to the crowd. And Cody just goes, don't get your hopes up. And this goes, oh shit. But like I said, the biggest return of the night, R-Truth, when he appeared halfway through the show. I love that meme. Triple H embraced it too, and he walked out of the press conference. They're like, yeah, so you first question, okay. They're like, so we want you to discuss the big return tonight. And he goes, R-Truth, and starts talking about Truth returning, and it's just fucking hilarious because that shows you how funny R-Truth is. The fact that Randy, which I did end up seeing, it was an R-Truth decision. And that shows you how funny that man is. Like, when that comes to pure WWE comedy, because very few can do it, R-Truth is a wizard at it. I mean, he's been doing that shit for years.
He's hysterical.
Absolutely hilarious. And the fact of, they were like, all right, like, when do you want to come back? Like, when do you think it'd be a good time? And Triple was like, oh, I got Randy coming out tonight. And, we got Punk secured for the end of the show. And the fact that R-Truth was like, can I at least be shown first? And then they're like, yeah, sure, why not? And he comes back, and it's like, oh, shit, Truth's back. Like, oh, hell yeah.
And then it like, kind of throws you because you're thinking maybe that's the only return we're getting. Well, maybe not only, but,
We can't give you CM Punk. We'll give you R-Truth.
It's the next best.
We'll give you K-Quick. But not that many people remember him as K-Quick, but I'll never forget. People don't forget. But, yeah, I just thought that was just an amazing way that they did Survivor Series. I thought overall Survivor Series was a great pay-per-view, 5 out of 5. I was wrong in hindsight on a couple different matches. Like, I know I messed up with, I think it was the Santos and Dragon Lee match. I thought was going to be a lot better than it was, and it just kind of fell a little flat. But overall, both War Games were great. I thought the finishes were all right. I thought that was all done well. And, of course, the CM Punk surprise. I mean, I just think that's absolutely amazing having him back. But how do you feel about having him back?
Well, I'm pretty sure I said, no, he's not coming back.
You didn't believe it. You didn't want to buy into the hype.
Damn.
That was the thing I kept saying was, if you don't do it then, when do you do it?
I don't know. I don't see it lasting long, if anything.
Well,
I feel like he's going to go through his little...
For those that don't know,
marks.
He does have a behavior clause in his contract. So he does have a behavior clause in his contract. That being said, I think they got him on a 3-strike policy.
3 strikes, yeah.
On it. And unfortunately, I don't know if it's a work or what it is. I don't know if it's quite a work. But Rollins and Punk needed separated after Survivor Series on Saturday, dating back to their whole feud. And looked like Seth was running hot. I know part of it was because it is a work, and I do believe, I don't think they were just doing a full shoot. But when they got to the back, words were exchanged. They had to be split up, which now it looks like, because in WWE, they don't think to fire you. When they see that, they think, money, money, money. You two guys really don't like each other? Bet. Throw them in the ring. Yeah. I mean, for God's sakes, Vince made Edge fight Matt Hardy when Lita just cheated on Matt with Edge. And Matt Hardy came back from injury, and he's like, what do you got for me, boss? And he's like, I got a 6-month-long feud with Edge. And your ex-girlfriend. Have at it. And by the way, Edge is going over. Yo, shit. Like, damn it. You're going to let me get 1 win out of a 6-match feud? But fuck. But yeah, I thought that, what was I going to say? Oh, yeah. So moving forward on where I think they're going to go with CM Punk. Obviously, I think eventually they do give him Roman. But I think right now they want this Seth feud. Yeah, but now my thing is some people are saying that they're going to end it at Royal Rumble. They're going to one-off it. I don't think they one-off it.
No?
No, I think you give them a feud that lasts till Mania. And I know this is going to suck for Seth Rollins, but I think you put the belt on Punk at Mania. But here's the thing with that. That might mean that Roman Reigns would end up beating Cody at Mania 40 if it goes that way. Because I don't think both nights of WrestleMania end on new champs. I just don't see that. But if it's Punk versus Rollins, the main event of the, say, night 1, I think they might put that on Punk, or else he'd be pissed.
Of course, because he's a baby.
And Roman and Cody, I think if they do night 2, I mean, ideally, I'd love to say Cody wins.
Why are you gonna have Cody and Roman feud again, and then still not give Cody the belt though?
That's the other thing.
The entire thing again. Like, why are you just repeating it?
That is the other thing with that. I mean,
like, why are you gonna have them go against each other again if for the same outcome? Build it all up for the same outcome. People are gonna be even more mad.
I mean, I've been saying I do believe that Cody will finish that story at Mania. But it is going to make me think twice on if how that night 1 goes. You can usually gauge now. I mean, I know it's only been a couple years with the 2 nights, but I mean, ever since 2020, I feel like every year I'm getting to be a little bit more on my game with these 2 nights because based on how day 1 goes, it kind of almost maps out how day 2 goes. Because it's almost like whatever they do on day 1, they try to almost do like the opposite of that day 2. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like the first match of night 1 might end on a pinfall. The first match of night 2 might end with a submission. That kind of different shit where it's like, oh, okay, you're trying to do different finishes, different things. You're not just having both days look the same.
Yeah.
But I do agree with what you're saying, though. I don't think you can have Cody win the Rumble, which I do believe he'll win the Rumble. I don't think you have him win the Rumble, do all this again, just to have him lose to Roman. Because at that point, I think everybody will be off the Roman bandwagon. I mean, for God's sakes, he wins at Mania 40. You might start looking at the team. He might go 2,000 days. But I do believe, though, that the hourglass is looking a little bit almost empty there for Roman.
I hope so. I'm so sick and tired of him.
And it looks like, too, that his appearances are starting to get few and farther between. So I think that might be Triple H's way of like, let's inch you to Mania, and then maybe we'll send you off like a dove into Hollywood and see how you go. Unless he's not getting Hollywood calls.
Yeah.
But I'm not really quite sure how they're going to do that. But overall, though, happy seeing Punk back. Happy seeing Randy back after double fusion back surgery. Came back and he's already hitting great RKOs. And, of course, love seeing R-Truth back. Always great having Kate Quick back. But on that note, then, where do you want to go next? You want to crown the MVP of the year because Shawn Michaels claimed that he knew the MVP. Mm-hmm. All right. So, to end off on WWE and end off on wrestling, because there wasn't much in AEW news this week, besides them just still having low ticket sales, unfortunately. But we wish the best for AEW over here. I'm definitely not a hater. But the last thing we wanted to touch on wrestling-wise, we got Shawn Michaels claimed earlier this week on The Bump, which is a WWE talk show, that he believes that Dominic Mysterio is the main MVP, what he said, the MVP for WWE in 2023, Dom Mysterio. What do you think of that? What does everybody think of that? I want to open up the floor on that one. I want to see all the comments on what you guys think and who you guys think is the true MVP of WWE in 2023. A stat that I will give, though, that does give Shawn Michaels at least a point is the top 3 people in WWE that had the most matches. So this is across live television, pay-per-views, SmackDown, Raw, NXT, live events, all of that combined. Dominic Mysterio, little dum-dum, had 95 matches in 2023. Seth Rollins had 92 matches in 2023. And Cody Rhodes had 99 matches.
So I was going to say Cody before I even saw the picture. But I think Cody Rhodes is the MVP of the WWE this year.
Cody?
Mm-hmm. Before I even saw that picture. I thought that.
I mean, I know that's your guy. I know that's your man's. I know, Cody Rhodes, he's just constantly trying to look like me. Give it up, buddy. But, no, as far as MVP goes, so you said Cody. He's a name. He's a name up there. I mean, the 99 matches, that kind of also adds to it. I mean, every arena has screamed his theme song all year long, too. MVP. I don't know, though. LA Knight.
Yeah.
Megastar. I mean,
I don't know. Sami Zayn had a nice run.
He did. I mean, he's still having a good run.
Yeah.
Main event, Jey Uso. Jey Uso. Yeah. What about Roman? Nah. Man had a handful of matches. But, yeah, I couldn't put Roman.
I don't even know if can he fill up a whole hand of matches?
I like the Cody pick, but I'm going to have to pick somebody different. I'm thinking for the MVP of 2023, I don't know how many matches he had, but I'd probably have to go with LA Knight. I mean, the self-proclaimed fastest rising megastar. I mean, he went from at the beginning of this year he'd walk out and, got a little bit of a pop, but nothing crazy. And then he started turning that shit up to 1,000 notches and doing the, yeah. I mean, look at when we were walking around Disney Springs.
Yeah.
I wore my LA Knight shirt because I thought about it. I was like, I want to test it out. I want to test out the stardom. And what was it? 3 different times people go, hey, brother, LA Knight. Yeah. I'm like, yeah. And I love how everybody around us, too, was looking around like, why did these 2 men just scream yeah at each other? Like, I remember on the one, the guy yelled it so loud that, like, somebody next to us thought that we were about to, like, fight. You could see they were, like, looking around like, wait, should I take out my phone? Why are these guys yelling yeah at each other like they're about to fight? But, no, so my MVP of the year, I'm saying LA Knight with the name that everybody's saying. And you're going with Cody Rhodes. Well, on that note, which I did just want to throw in this real quick, too, before we pivot. But WWE right now, speaking of, us yelling back and forth about a fucking T-shirt at the Springs, WWE right now, I have not seen be this popular or boom this much since the early Ruthless Aggression and the Attitude Era. I mean, it's absolutely phenomenal. In 2012, if I told somebody I was a wrestling fan, oh my God, I'd get chewed out. I'd be like, what the fuck? You watch that bullshit? Mm-hmm. And now it's like people screaming, yeah, again. And I've never seen it where you got 8 different baby faces that are just mega stars all at once. Yeah. And like Dom Mysterio, he can't even get a word out. People are booing him out of the building. I saw somebody threw an empty bottle at an empty Coke bottle at Logan Paul. Okay. That's why when you made that face, I'm like, I don't think you're going to be making that face on that.
I throw a full bottle at him.
You throw a full bottle at Logan Paul? Fuck it, just hit him with that Falcon punch that Nardo Wick's fan got.
That's what he needs.
He needs that one?
He needs that. Maybe he'd start acting a little bit normal.
That's funny as hell. So on that note, then where do you want to pivot to? TV, movies, or sports? Pivot into some sports? Well, feels crazy that we're giving this update on this, which is why I'm going to propose a question. Not putting on the hater hat or the tinfoil, but I think something might be a little fishy here. But it is still a good thing for him. So on that note, I wanted to kick us off in the sports section with, for those that don't know, Aaron Rodgers is already set to return to practice this upcoming week. Take the field, throw balls, practice, and being actually taken off the IR. And he just, on his first game, the very first game of this season, in quote, ruptured the Achilles off the bone. And now he's coming back possibly before ending the season. It's not a for sure that he's going to take the field yet, but he is ready to suit up. He is ready to practice. The fastest turnaround for an Achilles injury that, quite frankly, any sport has ever seen. What do you think on that?
That is just absolutely crazy. I just don't. I mean, his leg is. I mean, if that's even. I mean, I never want to call anybody a liar, but
that boy's a liar.
I don't know. I have very, very, very minimal medical knowledge, and I have a very, very, very hard time believing that he stated that he tore it off the bone. Okay, all right, okay. And it's been how many weeks?
Week 1, we're in week 13 of the NFL, maybe 14, okay. Maybe week 14.
From my very minimal knowledge, I was under the assumption it's like 6 months to a year of between physical therapy and healing and possible surgery, like.
And it's weird too because this is a guy that for some reason is so against like medical science for whatever reason. Like he's super against a lot of the medical science.
So I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's Maybe I don't know.
I'm gonna go.
I'm not a medical professional, but
I'm gonna throw a couple different takes out there. I got a couple different perspectives on this. I think we have it's one of these, and I don't know which one it is. It's maybe a case of that, okay, I'm injured, my team really needs me, I'm watching Zach Wilson throw balls and not even be able to hit the fucking sky. Like, I mean, he can't even hit a fucking cloud if he was standing next to the bitch. I think, like I said, I'm going to have a couple different takes, and I'm curious to see what you and everybody thinks on them. So, number one, I'm thinking it's a case, I'm just going to say it. I'm thinking he's shooting himself up with something. And if he's really had that injury, and it went the same way that he said it would, and it went just the way he said it, I'm thinking that's clear steroid use of some kind. And like you said, too, we will preface this by saying we're not couch doctors. I don't know my ass from a hole in the wall some days. But it just, something seems fishy on that. I'm thinking maybe some steroid use, like to speed it back up.
I mean, I hate to put that on somebody's name, but like
that's why I'm not quite putting it on the jacket. But I'm thinking there's got to be either steroid use.
Something's crazy. I mean, I don't know. Never say never. Crazy medical things happen, and he very well might have just worked his ass off and really fucking
that's what they've been saying.
Rehabbed his leg and his Achilles and everything. Maybe we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. But if it came out saying that his injuries were not true to his full extent and or was using some other medications,
I'll be honest. I'll be honest. And again, I'm not trying to put this on his jacket. I might drug test him. I might go, wait a minute, what the fuck? How did you do that?
Yeah, no. I mean, who knows? Very well.
But I also think here's another case. What if it was just embellished?
That's what I'm saying. Like, if that, it could be that it was just embellished a little bit so that, yeah, he might have been injured and it just wasn't to that full extent. But that's crazy that he was able to rehab himself.
I'm going to go back to a point that good brother Doomer said, though. So now let's humor this thing with the facts that we actually have. So we know that he's ready to practice again. We know that he's ready to suit up. He's ready to get back with the team and possibly even take the field for him before the end of the season. Now, here's where I'm going to dive in on this part. If I'm an Aaron Rodgers fan, a family member, a friend, a teammate, whatever, I'm going to be like, bro, look what just happened to us today against the Falcons. Now, granted, I didn't watch that game, but buddy, what are you trying to hurry back to? We're not in the playoffs. We don't have a shot. It don't matter if you throw for 900 yards. We are statistically and mathematically eliminated. It's done. What are you trying so hard to rush back out here and get on this field when we don't even have an offensive line to protect you, which is why you went down in the fucking first place.
Yeah.
Every time I watch a Jets game, it's all sack. Okay, look away, walk back, sack. Like, I mean, these QBs are getting fucking killed out there.
That's a good point. Yeah, like
that's why
you could take the extra time and really, 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 get yourself stronger.
That's what makes more sense to me. Like, if Lamar Jackson had the same injury that Aaron Rodgers had, and the Ravens have their record that they do now, yes. If I'm John Harbaugh, yes, rehab that faster, please. We need you. Come playoff time, we'll do anything. Like, we'll even take you on a bum leg. Whatever it takes. What are we rushing Aaron back for? We're out of the so we can watch him get killed again in week 16. like what are we doing here, guys? And that's why I think Zach Wilson too. I think he gets too much blame for that team. I mean, literally, some of these D linemen, they're walking to the QB. The QB isn't even able to I forget what his name is, Zap or whatever. He's dropping back on a play action pass, and by the time he's turned around and getting ready to throw, he's getting clocked. Yeah. And like you both said, when Aaron Rodgers comes back out there and takes the field, I saw this meme of somebody who picked up like a chicken bone or chicken thing, and it just slid right off the bone. Somebody said that's going to be Aaron Rodgers after one hit. Because like his shit's going to snap like a fucking twig. Because that's what I'm thinking. That's my other thought. I'm thinking they're making him sound healthier than he really is.
It's either that, but it's like, why would those doctors like give him clearance to play though? If they do give him clearance to play, why would they give him clearance to play if he actually wasn't in good shape? It would be that they were embellishing the original injury to begin with, not sending him out there not completely healthy. Like, I can't I guess what I'm saying is I can't imagine the medical professionals that are working for the team and with Aaron Rodgers sending him out there not 100% is where I'm saying. So, like, yes, I feel like the chances of injuring an injury that was, healed is you're already off the charts with, statistically to injure it again. So, like, that I do believe, like, yes, injuring it again, yeah, 100%. But being strong, I don't think that they would let him out there if he wasn't at least strong enough to play. Does that make sense? Like,
it does make sense what you were trying to say. However, though, I've noticed that if there's one organization that will sweep shit under the rug and just kind of like let shit skate by, it's the NFL.
Really?
And what I mean by that is, like, last year, I believe it was this time last year, Tua for the Miami Dolphins went out and took a nasty hit, head bump. Now, normally, you'd be going, all right, you're saying you're good, but man, we watched that hit. There's no fucking way you're good. We watched your head went right off the turf. There's no way your head's good. Tua, no, I'm good, guys. I'm good, guys. Don't worry about it. Goes out the next week and got hit so fucking hard that was that shot of him on the ground, crimp hand. And look at that. They just...
That's crazy.
Hey, buddy, can you see inside this light? Yeah, you're good. Get him out there. We're down 7. Like, we're down 7. Get out there.
That's crazy to me.
I mean, seems to be how they do it. I mean, look at Myles Garrett today for the Browns. They got his arm so fucking taped the kingdom come, and it's like, buddy, we're Cleveland. We're going to probably lose this bitch anyways. Just go figure that out. I mean, I appreciate the toughness on players like that. But, I mean, at the same time, I feel like that does support the theme of, like, they really do just sometimes let these guys just, hey, if the leg snaps, it snaps. But let them out there. Which I actually saw somebody on the sideline on a side note, no pun intended.
They didn't take that medical oath.
No, they did not. But, yeah, no, I just thought that was absolutely just wild to see that Aaron Rodgers might even be able to suit up. But speaking of the Browns, speaking of Myles Garrett, we did I believe, lose to the LA Rams. So I know people were interested to see how Flacco would do. I know he had his family in the stands. Kid finally getting to see dad play. Kid finally got to see dad throw a pick, too. So do a nasty pick to the Rams. But, I can already tell based on Twitter, some people were on Flacco like, oh, I thought you all said Flacco was a veteran. What? Dude's ass. He was sitting on his couch for the past couple years. He didn't even think about playing into this year. Like, I feel like people should give that man credit for being like, oh, brother, all right, yeah, I'll suit up. Let's go put on the old pads and shit one more time. Which, I mean, hey, salute to him for coming. He definitely looked better than DTR and PJ Walker, so I guess we're just going to rock the rest of the season with Flacco. But, yeah, I saw that we took that L today, unfortunately. I saw the Niners got their W, though, over the Eagles, which is awesome. Which then leads me to what I was about to propose, which, I like to do it even though I'm way fucking wrong and you guys should never put money on this, even though I do have a couple bets going tonight. But we got the Sunday night and the Monday night football predictions. So with that being said, I do believe that it's already been kicked off for about a half hour, so I have no idea what the score is, so I might sound like a real idiot here, and boy, oh boy, am I looking forward to it. Kansas City Chiefs are playing the Green Bay Packers. Sunday night game. I know they both have Swiss cheese defenses, so I'm pretty sure that means they got holes in their defense. Yeah, okay. Gotcha. Just making sure you knew the sports talk. But they both got them Swiss cheese defenses, especially the Green Bay Packers with those cheeseheads. 7-0 Green Bay so far. Gotcha. So, yeah, I got a couple bets on that I'm hoping happen. I can tell one of them already failed because I had Travis Kelce getting the first touchdown. Son of a bitch. But that's okay because I'm just going to make another bet and lose and make another bet and lose. And finally, I'm going to get my win again. But, yeah, I think for the Sunday night game, okay, so they're up 7 right now, probably already in the second quarter. I'm going to go Chiefs win. I'm thinking Chiefs for sure come back. I'm going to go with 24-13. I think Packers get 2 more field goals. I'm going 24-13 Kansas City Chiefs. What do you think on that? Just throw a guess out. Probably better than mine, honestly.
I don't.
Well, you're a Swiftie, right? You got to go with Travis Kelce's team. You got to go with the Chiefs.
Yeah. Well, I do like the Chiefs.
All right. How about the Chiefs beat the Packers then by a lot or a little?
Mm,
You don't have to give us a
not
exact
lot.
score.
Like a couple points, maybe. Like
So a
maybe
little.
a touchdown.
All right, so they're beating them by a little. And you're saying the Chiefs, okay, so Chiefs win by a little.
Yeah.
I'm thinking they win by like 9 points. So, yeah, I don't think they win by necessarily a lot either. For the Monday night game, I think this one's pretty easy to call. You got Jacksonville, who's fighting to keep their playoff top seed against the Cincinnati Bengals, who lost Joey Beasy. They lost Joe Burrow for the season a couple weeks ago. Oh, God. I'm going to go Jaguars blowout. So hit the blowout button. I'm going Jags 34-6. 34-6. Only thing that the Bengals are able to do is get a couple field goals, maybe a couple Jamar Chase catches, maybe Joe Mixon gets some rushing yards in, get him in the field goal range, let him kick a couple field goals. I'm going 34-6 Jacksonville Jaguars. Put your house deed on that. But no, one of you Reddit motherfuckers will do that, and I'll go down with the ship. But that's my prediction on those two. Who do you think? Packers versus, or not Packers, Jacksonville versus Cincinnati. Lot or a little? Bengals, lot. Bengals don't really got a defense. Jaguars' defense is good. The Bengals at this point could probably just walk up in the stands and hand somebody a helmet and pads and say, hey, go out there and throw a couple balls. Go for it. Can't be much worse than what we got here. So, fuck it. Here, you want it? Toss it up to him. He's thinking Chiefs win, but it won't be high scoring. He's going 14-7, which is crazy because, again, those Chiefs and Packers defense, I mean, it's not really all that, but we'll see how they hold up. One of us got to get it at least somewhat right. So with that being said, that is our predictions on the Sunday and Monday night games. And I do believe that leaves us with, well, one, I was going to say, I know November's in the rear view now, but good brother Doomer, I wanted to throw this in here just for him. Somebody's got to pray for the Detroit Pistons because they just went 0-15 in the month of November. The Malice in the Palace. They, I don't know why. Hey, you know the Pistons? You know the Malice in the Palace? You know Ben Wallace? But how about Rashid? No, but saw that the Pistons went 0-15 in the month of November, which is fucking nuts. I mean, they might have another Malice in the Palace, but this time it'll be the fans rushing the players. So it'll be them coming down onto the court. Man, lose one more motherfucking game. Asur Thompson's going to get punched in the teeth just like the Nardo Wick guard. I'm not letting it go. I'm trying to call back on it and bring it back. But yeah, no, I think there's going to be a fucking, like I said, they're going to storm the fucking court if the Pistons can't get a bounce back going. Yeah, you guys have been stuck in rebuild. You guys somehow managed to get stuck in rebuild. That's tragic. Oh, God, that's too funny. That's hilarious. So the last thing I did just want to close out on, though, which was something that, again, I saw people were talking about during the week. So before we pivot into TV movies, there was something I wanted to mention to you. Mm-hmm. That I don't know if you saw this. I don't know who saw it, so I'll make sure to, provide a little detail. So Mark Cuban, who was, part owner of the Dallas Mavericks, I believe part owner. I don't think he was full owner. I could be wrong. Had now sold his stake in the Dallas Mavericks, and he's left Shark Tank. So now let me pull up this because I had the stats right here actually for it. So Mark Cuban will pocket $2 to $3 billion in the Dallas Mavericks sale. He will still have basketball operations control. So he went from full owner to part owner. Thank you, good brother Doomer. And he plans to build a casino district in Dallas. So immediately when people saw that, I'll be honest, I saw him selling steak and I saw him leaving Shark Tank. And my first thought was, oh, any day now, we're going to see the Mark Cuban trend of Mark Cuban accused of so-and-so. Like that. I mean, I literally thought but he next up to the podium, he knew his time was coming. But we can all go like that for now because he revealed that this is ultimately because he wants to build a casino district in Dallas and kind of get into the whole casino, kind of, with Trump, kind of that whole owning of, that, which I do believe casinos are supposedly, if you can purchase one and own one and get a whole district going, supposedly that's one of the best investments you could ever make. Really? Yeah, because you make it back just so fucking easy. I mean, one night of people just gambling, oh, hey, I want to throw $800,000. That's $800,000 that guy loses, just went right to you, basically. You're the house at this point. That's always winning. So, I mean, I really do think, I mean, obviously Mark Cuban's a genius. So I think that's a great move on his part. Curious to see where it goes. I mean, I know him stepping down as part owner probably has to feel a little bit weird for him because he was one of the only owners you actually knew as a celebrity for years. Wasn't I feel like he kind of made that popular, at least in the NBA. Of I mean, he's definitely I feel like the most popular owner of all time. I can't really think of another one who would be more popular. I don't know all the owners offhand like that, but I would imagine him to be number one. So what do you think of Mike Cuban? I know you probably haven't seen too much of him.
No, I haven't, but hey, if he wants to do casinos, that is a pretty good business. So
curious to see where he goes with it. But on that note, I feel like this is where we're going to get you talking the most, and I'm curious to see what your four are. I know we've been kind of talking about it, but I'm curious to see what everybody's picks are on this. So to kick off TV and movies, I ask a question because it is Christmas. And I think last year we may have went over a couple that we love, but I don't think we did anything like this. I wanted to ask you and ask all the viewers as well, what are your guys' Mount Rushmore of Christmas movies? So I'm not talking holiday specials. I'm not talking anything TV show episodes, anything like that. I'm talking Christmas movies. And yes, Die Hard counts. But what do you got for your, which I didn't write down four ahead of time. I wanted to actually think in real time with everybody. But your top four, for those that don't know Mount Rushmore, your top four, doesn't have to be a particular order, just your top four favorite Christmas movies of all time. What do you got? Go.
Elf with who?
Elf?
Will Ferrell.
Yeah.
Santa Claus, Tim Allen. Christmas Story. What the hell's his face? I can't remember his name. Oh my god, I can't remember his name.
Christmas Story?
Yeah.
I can't think of his name either. I've never been a big fan of the Christmas Story, and I'm not Ebenezer Scrooge. I'm just not a big fan of the Christmas Story.
Not super important. So Christmas Story, everybody knows that. And then
Doomer said Die Hard.
Rudolph. I think it's a claymation, from God.
What about Olive the other reindeer? Remember Olive?
Yeah.
The other reindeer, he had that crooked antler. They did my boy Olive fucking dirty. They left my dude hanging at the bus, not once, but twice. And his fucking owner built him that half-ass raggedy fucking doghouse. Couldn't even fucking bull in the thing. My dude Olive got raked over the coals. He got done dirty. They Hillary Duffed his shit.
That was it. 19...
Recap your four. What was it?
1964.
So you said Rudolph?
Rudolph, 1964. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, which I think it's a claymation.
That boy was eating some ass like Kevin Gates.
And so Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Elf, Santa Claus, and God, what the hell did I say? Christmas Story.
Okay. So that's a good Rushmore. That's a good top four. No particular order. Give me Elf. I feel like Elf's got to be in almost everybody's top four. Oh my God,
wait a minute. I need 5 because I need the Grinch.
All right.
You know what? Let me take out the Christmas Story. Let me put the Grinch.
Okay, yeah, because it's Mount Rushmore.
So. I think I like that one a little bit more than a Christmas
Jim Carrey's?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. I know I have a crazy take on that, but you know what that is, which I'll share it. We're podding. I actually think that the Grinch that they redid and animated it, that just came out that Tyler did the soundtrack for. I know I'm going to sound crazy. I actually think that's better than the Jim Carrey one.
Which is crazy.
And I love Jim Carrey. Jury duty, junk mail. But, which is somehow my favorite line from that movie. But not one of my favorites, though, either way. I'm trying to think on if the Grinch would even be a 4 for me. So Elf, that's the first one that comes to my mind. I mean, I feel like it's Elf. You know, everybody, you're a hipster if that's not in your top 4. Number 2, give me The Night Before with Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Seth Rogen, and Papa Doc, a.k.a. Clarence. Give me that. So Night Before and Elf. For number 3, damn, I forgot about Elf. That might be my number 1. Oh, man, you got to get back on your Elf grind. Number 3, I'm going to go Fred Claus. I'm throwing out some hot takes here. I'm going Vince Vaughn, Paul Giamatti, Fred Claus. And we actually just watched that too. Phenomenal movie. I love Fred Claus. So Elf, Night Before, Fred Claus, and to complete my Rushmore. Wow. I'm like looking for lifelines over here. I'm like, let me try to think. What do I love again? Because I really don't want to like miss and forget. You know what I mean? Like I want to make sure I nail it.
Bad Santa.
Oh, there's a good one. All right. I actually like that one. Okay. Number 4, she nailed it. She refreshed me. She reminded me. Number 4 to complete my Mount Rushmore, I'm going Bad Santa. So I got Bad Santa, Elf, Night Before, and Fred Claus. So that's my Rushmore, and your Rushmore was Christmas Story, Elf, Grinch, and Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. And for an honorable mention, if you were to give an honorable mention, your honorable mention would be Christmas Story. And my honorable mention would be Olive the Other Reindeer, only because they did my man Olive so dirty, and I'm still sick about it. But so that is my Mount Rushmore. That's your Mount Rushmore. Please, you guys comment your Mount Rushmore. I'm excited to see what you guys have and what your picks are as well. Good brother Doomer said, "What about Santa Claus with Tim Allen?" Oh yeah, I like those Santa Clauses. I think those are really good too. Obviously, Die Hard, great. I got a good question. Would Why Him be considered a Christmas movie or no? That's tough.
And you have Harold and Kumar too. That could be.
I forgot about that. Okay, Fred Claus, you're coming out. You had to kick one out. I got to kick one out. Fred Claus, you're out. And I insert Harold and Kumar 3 with Waffle Bot. Eat your pancakes in hell. But, so yeah, thanks, Waffle Bot. But, so I go Harold and Kumar 3 in there as well. Thank you for reminding me of that. I would have been fucking sick if I had to be refreshed on that one. But back to my question, though, is why him a Christmas movie? Because I'm trying to think. What qualifies as a Christmas movie? Does it? Because
if it's like themed around Christmas.
They play Christmas music in it. His house is decorated like Christmas. And at the end, he proposes to her on Christmas. Remember
I would consider that like
a very slight Christmas movie.
Yeah, like I would count it if you put it like in, if you wanted to count it for something, I would count it. Just because it does take based around Christmas time. I
wouldn't put it in my 4, but it just kind of made me think of like, because I mean, I do love that movie. I feel like that was one of the last times we ever got Franco. Is Home Alone a Christmas movie?
Yeah.
I was about to say, I've literally only seen that one time.
Yeah, I would consider that a Christmas
Home
movie
Alone?
too.
You were Home Alone too long time?
Home Alone long time?
I was Home Alone too. But but as you were saying, you do think that is a Christmas movie?
I do consider that a Christmas movie.
Well, like I said, I am curious to see what you guys' what your picks are as well. But before we get out of here and close out, that leaves us with two last things I wanted to mention. One is a topic. The other thing is just something that, I got to make known at the end. But before we get to that, 2 big major theatrical releases hit the theater again. We're getting into the holiday season, which means I'm going to have to get caught up on all these movies coming out. I still got to see Napoleon. I'm behind. Still got to watch Oppenheimer again as well. So, on that note, Godzilla -1 hit the theaters. And another movie that hit the theaters, which stars Kid Cudi, the great Scott Mescudi, is Silent Night. So Silent Night and Godzilla -1 just dropped. I saw Godzilla at the end. They teased, obviously, they're coming out with the Godzilla Kong movie. They've realized that these movies have insanely high replay value, especially for me. So I believe they're going to be rolling these out a lot of these monster movies. Looks like the next one that comes out, I think it said in March or April, Godzilla and Kong are actually teaming up. It's like the rise of like a new empire.
Yeah,
they're like,
wow.
Which they're going to fuck up absolutely every town that they step foot in. That's the thing that I love about those movies. Everybody's like, oh, hell yeah, King Kong here to save the day. I'm like, literally every time he jumps on a building, we lose a whole year worth of construction. I'm like, every fucking move that damn thing makes, he breaks something. Oh, and there's a Godzilla TV show on Apple TV Plus too. Jesus Christ. But yeah, I actually got to check that out. I'm big on the Godzilla and Kong shit. Oh, I'll be having sessions down here, y'all. I throw that shit on in the background. I look over, I see them fighting. I'm like, hold on, let me take the blunt over here for a minute. Ah, yeah, I've seen that scene 1,000 times. All right, it pounds back over there. But I'm actually really pumped to see the Godzilla movie. Silent Night, I actually haven't seen too much stuff about. I did see though that the reviews for it seem to be pretty solid.
Is that killer movie or something like that, or no?
Killer Christmas movie?
Yeah.
It might be.
I
know they just did Violent Night last year, so I don't really know if Silent Night would be
maybe.
like. Okay. It might be a similar thing though. That has been.
I don't know.
They have been known to do that in Hollywood. I mean, literally, Observe and Report and Paul Blart came out a week apart, and they were both about mall cops, like literally the same story. So I mean, it happens sometimes in Hollywood. You can send an idea around, 2 different studios pick it up, and then by the time they shoot it, they're like, "Hey, did you know that they did it over there though too?" And you're like, "Oh fuck." They're like, all right, well, we wasted all this money, used all these resources. We might as well put it out and see if ours is better. Seriously. In fact, I'm gonna go read though on Silent Night. I'm gonna go read that. I'm curious to see what it is about. Looks like Godzilla -1 is oh god, I saw the synopsis on that too. It had something to do with maybe a prequel. Let me pull it up. Okay, so I'll read the synopsis of both. Godzilla -1. Set in post-war Japan, Godzilla -1 will once again show us a Godzilla that is a terrifying and overwhelming force, which you already get a sense of from the teaser trailer and poster. The concept is that Japan, which had already been devastated by the war, faces a new threat with Godzilla, bringing the country into the minus. I'll tell you right now, Godzilla will fuck up more shit in 3 stomps than that fucking war could have fucked up in that whole town. And goddamn, why do they have 11:20 showing for Godzilla on a Sunday night? You're gonna have to keep those movie theater people there to like 1:30 in the morning.
Yeah,
it's a 2-hour movie. I see Beyonce's what is it? Renaissance. Her film dropped. We have The Shift, which I have no clue what that is. But then we got Silent Night, which came out. From the legendary director, oh shit, it's a John Woo. I didn't even know that. From the legendary director John Woo and the producer of John Wick comes this gritty revenge tale of a tormented father, Joel Kinnaman, who witnesses his young son die when caught in a gang's crossfire on Christmas Eve. While recovering from a wound that cost him his voice, he makes vengeance his life's mission and embarks on a punishing training regimen in order to avenge his son's death. Full of Woo's signature style, Silent Night redefines the action genre with visceral, thrill-of-a-minute storytelling. I ain't gonna lie, that actually looks pretty fucking good. That actually looks like some Death Wish meets fucking Law-Abiding Citizen type vibe. Yeah, we gotta check that shit out. He goes, wait, that's a John Woo movie? That's what I just said too. I'm like, wait, that actually looks kick-ass. So I'm big pumped to see that. Godzilla -1 out in Silent Night in theaters. Who knows? I'm seeing something next Sunday, damn it. I don't know what it is, but I'm seeing something. Probably Napoleon, though. But on that note, I do believe that brings us to the end of this pull-up-a-chair simulation, sleepless shenanigans adventure that we have embarked on. Thank you guys for being tuned in live. Thank you, good brother Doomer, as always, just as much a co-host as me and wifey. So thank you for pulling up a chair virtually with us. And Doom, you're the best fact checker anybody could ever have on the show. So thank you, brother, for keeping us in order and keeping it straight. Love to see you guys and what you guys have as your picks for Mount Rushmore. What you guys think on the Aaron Rodgers situation, what some of your new music reviews are, how well you want to rate Nardo Wick Security's punches, because those boys be hitting. And I do believe that only leaves us with one last thing that I wanted to mention. The wait is finally over. I know I mentioned it at the top of the show. I mentioned it at Sleepless Radio last night a couple different times, and I'm going to be mentioning it every single day while it is on sale, because merch is finally available now. Get your orders in. I want to see your stocking stuffed with El Tucker. I want to see me under some trees. We got long sleeves, short sleeves, Christopher Reeves. We got everything named. You can dress like demons this holiday season. And hope to see you guys in the fit. Can't wait to see the pictures. Can't wait to see you guys flexing. And I want to see you guys dripped out. I want to see you guys rocking it. I can't wait. We got a lot of great designs on there. A lot of cool shit. Merch are finally available now for a limited time. So limited time only on this drop. I do believe you guys got a couple weeks. Ain't no middle of the mall shit. Ain't no middle of the mall shit either. This that quality. This that quality only. This ain't no middle of the Great Lakes Mall shit. You got to go to your premium outlet for this shit. So you can find that link in bio. Link will be included on the YouTube as well with the timestamps for the episode. Merch available now. When Vampires Go Surfing coming soon. Sleepless Radio episode 171 next week. The undercard, Danathan Daly versus Mike in a fight. We got Pull Up a Chair episode 66 next week. New music coming. Happy holiday season. Happy Christmas season. Thank you once again to my beautiful wife pulling up a chair. Thank you, good brother Doomer, for keeping the facts in check. Thank you to everybody for being tuned in now and afterwards. And I love you guys. And Lord willing, let's hope for another week. And we will see you next week, Lord willing. Keep the love high and the hate low. If Snooker was here, he'd say stay blessed and less stressed. What do you got for the people? Peace. All right. On that note, love you guys. Keep the love high and the hate low. Wake up with a smile on. Come on. Bye-boo.